Jeremy, talk about TTCF stock. Jeremy, talk about TTCF stock. Jeremy, talk about TTCF stock. Oh my gosh. Just knock it off. Look me in my eyes. Do I look like a man that wants to talk about TTCF stock right now? Come on, man. You're really going to make me talk about this stock? You think I want to talk about this stock right now? Heck no, okay? But we're going to talk about it. This is my last video addressing TTCF until there's some sort of big news out of this company. I'm not going to talk about the day-to-day fluctuations, okay? But what we will cover in this video here today, until we get some big news out of TTCF, whenever the next time that is, okay? What I'll address in this video is what I think is going to happen short term with their stock price, okay? Meaning the rest of 2022, so like basically the next month. What I am expecting in 2023. We're going to talk about bankruptcy. Do I expect the company to go bankrupt? We'll talk about that, okay? And this is my last video addressing the stock until there's some sort of big news out of them. But day-to-day fluctuations in the stock, it's literally not even worth my time and attention to address that. And I appreciate the person in front of me at Burger King. I think that guy knew it was a tough year for me, man. He's like, I feel it, man. Yeah, I feel it, man. I feel the energy. It's been a tough year for that guy. Yeah, he paid for my Burger King. It was like an $18 order, man. I got an Impossible Whopper and everything. So thank you to him. And then I paid for the person behind me. It was only $6, so I was like a $12 profit on the deal. Oh man, thank you. You know, sometimes in life you never know. You know, you get a blessing out of nowhere, okay? And that meant something. It meant something, okay? So TTCF, by the way, and this was at Walmart today. So first time actually seeing all their bunch of products in a Walmart store, which was I can't even say it's exciting to see because I'm just so down about the stock that it's like, you know, it's cool. It's like, wow, we really made it. We're in Walmart now. And it's like, we'll see. Okay. So some fun facts for Jeremy before we get into what I expect the stock to do short term, long term, and we'll talk about bankruptcy. Okay. Is TTCF's not even a top 5 position for me anymore. And the reason being is the stock price has literally gone down so much now that it's not even a top 5 stock. So which means essentially this is not even material to my portfolios. It's not even material to my net worth at this point in time anymore. Basically, when this stock went from $15 to $5, that's the big drop for me in terms of dollar amount. As soon as this baby went under $5, like the amounts of money fluctuations now are so like this stock could go up 50% tomorrow. It means nothing to me. Somebody else could get in the stock and, you know, want to play it and they make 50% and it's great for them. For me, it means nothing. I mean, literally absolute. This stock could double tomorrow, and it means nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's not material to the net worth anymore. It's not even really material to the portfolios. I mean, there's so many positions that are such bigger positions for me now at this point in time because the chef's gone down so much that it's not even a top 5 stock. I don't even think it's close to being a top 5 stock now at this point in time, okay? It's one of 25 stocks I hold. One of 25 stocks. And it's been a crap one, but it's one of 25 stocks. 3, I'm not buying any more of the stock unless they really turn around the company for several quarters in a row. And I have full confidence going forward that, oh man, they reported good number after good number. Because what I found with the management team is they've let everything down in 2022. Every number they said they are going to hit. Oh, we're going to hit this revenue. Oh, we're going to, get in this store at this time. Oh, we're going to, get this margin and everything. I almost look at everything and they've missed. So when I look at this company, I can't trust words. They have to show it in actions. They have to show it in numbers. And if they don't show it in numbers, at the end of the day, when it comes to this stock, I can't put fresh money after that. There's too many other opportunities in the market of management teams that haven't dropped the ball quarter after quarter like this company's done in 2022. Okay. So in 2022, what do I think is going to happen here with the stock price? Okay. And those sorts of things. So first, I think there's probably not going to be any big news in regards to the chef for the rest of this year. If there is, it would be some sort of announcement around a capital raise or, a new credit facility or taking out some long-term debt or getting an investment from a VC firm or, maybe even a private equity type deal or, there's so many different things there. That's all I could see as potential big news that could come out. In kind of my opinion there. So there's probably not going to be any big news until the first quarter of 2023. The second thing is the stock will likely start to drift higher
here kind of, let's just call it over, actually starting basically next week into the remainder of the year. And I'll explain that in just a moment, okay? The kaboom's already done for the stock after this week. Basically, when they reported that last quarter, that was kind of the last straw for a lot of investors in this one. And it's just kind of been a flood to the exits, right? And so what happens in a flush like that? You get every single person that possibly wants to sell the stock will have sold the stock by the end of this week, essentially, which means you're going to literally run out of sellers in regards to the stock. Because like, if you haven't sold by the end of this week, like, what's going on here? Like, you either you've cashed already at this point in time, or you're like, I'm holding this baby, and I'm going wherever this ride's going. And if it's going to zero land, I'm going to zero land, and if it's going back to double digit land, we're going back to double digit land. That's the only people that are going to be holding this stock after this week, essentially. So the massive, insane kind of volume of just intense selling pressure is going to be over after this week. And so that puts the stock in a very interesting situation. And so from the trading side, I actually think there's going to likely, this is my opinion, it might not happen, but I just kind of putting the pieces together here. And I've seen, a few of these stories over time. What I think is a lot of swings will come in, and a lot of traders will actually come into this stock. They're going to look at it as kind of a de-risked situation. There's likely no bad news coming for the company for the rest of this year, right? So they're kind of looking at this as, we got obviously going into Christmas time. You've gotten, by the end of this week, you're going to have gotten basically every single person that wanted to sell the stock have already sold the stock. So, then you're going to have some all of a sudden traders start to come in, right? You'll also start to have, and I know this might sound crazy, but you will start to have some folks come in this stock that are going to play it as a spec play and put like 1% of their portfolio in. And you might think, that's crazy. Who would do that? Trust me. There will be people that do it. There will be people that, buy $1,000 worth or a few $1,000s worth. And when you've already gotten the mass selling, like you'll have gotten by the end of this week, they'll create a pretty interesting dynamic there. So the way I kind of see that is there's likely going to be some long-term money that comes in the stock from the spec side, and there's going to be trading money that comes in, and that can create some. You'll see some days for the chef where there's going to be some massive moves up, over the remainder of 2022, and you're going to be like, what? Why is this stock up this much? And it won't make much sense because there'll be like no big news on that day, but it is something that will happen. Okay, and when it comes to the stock, there's a lot of people are going to look at this as kind of like upside for the remainder of this year, and there's a lot of eyeballs that are on this stock. At the end of the day, it's a controversial stock, and I don't know what it is about the chef. It's always got an emotional reaction. There's no stock I hold that gets that level of emotional reaction out of folks. This has been always that holy grail stock of just getting people so in their feeling, like people that don't even care, aren't even long or short this stock, care about this stock. You might be watching this video right now and you might not even have, be positioned on any side. But why are you here? Why are you watching this video, right? At the end of the day, I don't know if it's entertainment or what it is. This is a different stock. It's like, are you not entertained? Okay. Did I not entertain people? I lost $1 million in a stock. Like, are you not entertained by this situation? Okay. At the end of the day, I don't know what it is about this company. There's no stock I hold that gets that level of emotional reaction. Most stocks is kind of like, okay, you're bullish or bearish, whatever. It's like people move on about their day and no one cares. This stock's very different. And I've never seen a small cap stock get so much strong reaction ever, to be quite frank. I mean, it's fascinating. It's a food company. It's like, why does it get such I don't know why it is, but it is the way it is. At the end of the day, because here's the thing, I talk about 1 million stocks on my channel, right? I own 25 stocks, and I think everybody watching this video right now, well, I don't say everybody, but most people know my 25 stocks I hold. But why is this one always the one that gets everybody's attention, right? You got to ask yourself that. I don't know. Like, sometimes there's just certain stocks that get a lot of eyeballs, and people just get wrapped up into the drama show, and it's almost like a soap opera. It's like a soap opera of the stock market. I remember as a kid, my mom loved watching soap operas, man, and the drama and the back and forth and never knowing what's going to happen next week. And as a kid, I used to watch wrestling, right? And that was in that was the best days of, like, well, it used to be called WWF back then. Now they call it WWE or whatever. There was the best days, man, literally the best days. If you grew up in that era of wrestling, you know what I'm talking about, right? And it was always about, like, these big stars and like the drama and the back and the forth. And this is just a sort of stock that it's got characters around it. Literally, it has characters around it. And I'm one of those characters that are around this stock, right? And you have like these forces of like this guy's versus this guy versus this guy. And it's an interesting situation. And so, let me know in the comments section if this is an entertaining stock to you, because I'm telling you, I just know there's a lot of people that are entertained. They're not short the stock. They're not long the stock. They're not interested in shorting the stock. They're not interested in going long the stock. But dang, are they entertained? Are they entertained, man? It's just, I don't know what it is. It just is what it is, man. That's all you can see. And you don't get those types of stocks very often that get that sort of emotional reaction around them. But it is what it is, okay? So 2023, I need to see a lot of things out of this company, okay? What is it going to take for me to start buying the Chef stock again, right? Because this used to be a buy the dip stock, right? It used to be. And then things started to really change over the past couple quarters. And then what I started doing is I really started dialing back my buys big time after not this current quarter, but the previous quarter. Started dialing back my buys big time in regards to stock. And I started flushing a lot of money in other stocks instead of the Chef. And then this latest quarter, that was insult to injury type quarter. That just shut me off completely. Whereas nope, I will buy. There's too many other opportunities to be messing with this, right? So in terms of me personally, getting out there and buying the stock again, right? I need to see a lot. And I need to see a lot over several quarters, okay? And like continued. So one, I need to see a rapid increase in margins in 2023 where it's like quarter after quarter after quarter, better. Two, it needs to become a company of beats where every single quarter you're expecting them to actually do better than their expectations versus this past year, they always come in with worse numbers. Like literally, it's like whatever their numbers are, they report worse. And it's like, how do you guys miss everything? It's awful. Three, I would need to see a rapid increase in cash flow in 2023. Four, I need to see improved communication for the company in 2023. And five, if they did that, then they could set up for a positive cash flow, at some point in 2024, which they talked about in the middle of the year, right? So that's what I need to see, that stuff before I ever consider buying more shares of stock. And for now, it's just a complete hold for me and just holding and hoping the management team comes through in 2023 because dang, they sure haven't come through in 2022. Let's just put it that way. It's the furthest thing from that, okay? Now, let's talk about bankruptcy. Let's talk about a stock going to zero. Like Robert De Niro back when he was in, and he was never in that movie, but you know what movie I'm talking about, okay? Talk about bankruptcy. So first off, I'm mentally prepared that that's a possibility, right? Like I've already kind of I don't want to say written it off in my head, but I'm prepared for that. And I'm always prepared for that with any stock, right? Do I think this company's going to go bankrupt? The answer is no. At the end of the day, there's too many opportunities for the company, whether we're talking about capital raise, taking out debt, getting an investment from another company, cutting way back on their business, cutting way back on capital expenditures, or just cutting way down on employees, product lines that don't sell well and are maybe bad margin products for the company and only going with their highest margin, best selling products, because we know there's a ton of different SKUs they have out there. So there's a million things this company could do to avoid bankruptcy. At the same time, with the management team, with how bad they've executed this year, and my doubts about the management team, you never know. You never know. Even with a million different options out there, you never know. And so that's why I say, maybe, probably not. They'll likely make it through 2023 and get to 2024 and get to the sunny side. But in my head, I'm prepared for whatever happens in that whole situation. That's just kind of the bottom line with that. So yeah, that covered everything. And so this is my last video regarding this subject until there's some big news. And we'll see if we get any big news in this year. Probably not. There's always a possibility. We'll probably start getting news in regards to stock again in 2023. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this as always. Oh boy, it's an interesting one. Much love. I appreciate you. And have a great day.